The bull run for Bitcoin and the bull run for gold is finally here. If you want to hear the full analyzing of what is happening with the market right now, where we're going, what is potentially going to happen here in March and April, well, then stay tuned and watch the full video. My name is FutureObitz. I've been trading professionally here for 5 years. I've been trading for a total of 12 years. It took me 3 years to be what we call profitable. So the first 3 years, I was just going back and forward. I was losing a bunch of money and I tried different strategies and I lost more than $65,000. So trust me, I've been there. If you have been in the market and you have been like seeing all these ups and downs, I have lost money, I have won money, I've been gambling. Every single person here can learn a little bit about how trading works and how that can benefit you in the future. Come for the trading, but stay for the fun. Happy trading everyone, my name is FutureObitz and welcome to this video where I will be showing you a little bit of my thoughts on what's happening in the market. I will also show you a trade that we went into and I will also show you the proof of the profit that we're currently making. I'm doing copy trading, so I'm trading for my team. They're not lifting a finger, so they are obviously also trading on their own, but they have me doing copy trading for them. This is totally free, it doesn't cost anything. So if you want to do that, you're welcome to do so. But if you just want to learn how to trade yourself, well, then watch this video and learn a little bit about how long positioning and swing trading works. I am not a day trader, nor am I a scalper. I do not want to be stressed. I do not want to get into multiple positions every single day. And whenever I lose a trade, I don't want to see that I have a drawdown, okay? So I just want to get in for 1, 2, 3 trades and let them run, and then I will add on and I will also layer and trail my stop loss. If you didn't understand anything of that, then just look at what I'm showing you on the video. So first of all, let's have a look at gold and where gold is currently heading. If you're looking at the 1 minute time frame, nothing is currently happening. If you're scalping, of course, you could sell from here and you could buy from here, but that's not what we're looking at. We want to zoom out. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm kind of also a photographer. I love to shoot with my camera, and what you will notice when you're shooting with camera is that if you zoom out, you will see so much more. Let me give you this analogy real quick. If you're zooming all the way in with your lens, you will probably see a deer eating a little bit of grass or eating a little bit of leaves from a tree or a bush. But if you zoom out a little bit, you will see that the deer is actually standing in front of this tree, and behind this tree there is a cave. If you zoom a little bit more out, you can see there is a hill where there is currently an animal trying to attack this deer. And if you then zoom all the way out, you'll see that this deer is standing under this tree in front of this cave with this animal on this beautiful, beautiful mountain. But you wouldn't see that if you're just looking at this. But if you look at this, boom. There you go. That's your mountain. And there you can see there is nothing bearish about this. There is no selling pressure at all with gold whatsoever, nor is there with Bitcoin. But people are getting scared. People are like losing their minds, and they're into all this intraday trading and you know, normal like scalping and all this. And I don't want it. I don't want to like take part of that, because it takes too much time and it's a lot of headache, and you have to constantly look at your chart. I never look at my phone. I set up alerts and then I just wait for my entries to hit, or I wait for my stop losses, or I wait for my TPs. Okay, so that's what we're doing here, guys. So if you are a day trader or scalper, you can watch this video and learn from this. If you are a swing trader and long positioning trader, I think you can learn as well. So let's have a look at what's happening with gold. Well, we have been in a monthly uptrend since back in 2010, 11, and then all the way until 2024. So for 10 plus years, we were in this consolidation area. Market was creating higher highs, and then it was coming down for a higher low. Then it was creating a higher high and coming down for a higher low. And what happened? We broke through. So if you're looking at a little bit closer look here, you can see here we also created a resistance and support area right here, where you had this retest here for support. You had this retest here for resistance. The market was creating a higher high, creating a higher low, then tried to form a higher high but failed, came down to have a double bottom here where we previously broke out, and then the market came up and broke through. So the market was creating this impulsive move to the upside, and we finally broke out. And when that happens, usually what happens as well is that the previous resistance becomes support. So now that this here was resistance, boom, like this, all the time, hitting resistance, now we are creating support. So our new support became this 2000 level. That was the famous level for gold, and that was where people have been talking about, oh, if we get a retest there, I will buy a lot. You know, it has been like in the news, in the community for a long time, that people would like gold to come back to 2000 and use that as a support to come up again. But we're not getting that. Instead, we had this impulse to the upside and we broke out, and we have been bullish ever since. So if you look a little bit closer here, you can see here on the monthly that you had this support right here, 2039. You created this massive fair value gap, leaving all these bullish candles with only a small doji candle right here, and then we finally had a resistance. Now when the market is either in a downtrend or in an uptrend, you will see higher lows and higher highs, and you will see lower lows and lower highs. So we're in an uptrend, so that's why we're seeing higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, and higher highs and higher lows, and now currently higher highs. And I'll explain this when we're zooming a little bit more into the chart. So now if we go here and look at where we had a little bit of resistance, we can see we formed this bearish monthly order block, but that was not enough for the market. Gold was very strong, very bullish, and after another month we broke out once again. So this little consolidation zone got broken out once more, and now again you had this retest, you had the support coming up to the resistance again, and now using that resistance as a support. So now this is our new support, and now we're currently trying to get some resistance. So that is how it's looking on the monthly. We have been bullish here for 2025, both in January, February, and now also in March. So going to the weekly time frame, what can we see? We have here this resistance, this support, then we consolidated a little bit, and then we broke out again. This is also known for a wedge pattern. If you can look here on the weekly, you can see here if we form a little triangle, you can see here how the market was making this tiny little triangle here and then broke out of that triangle. This is a bullish wedge formation. So price were not bullish, price were not bearish, it was just consolidating. We created higher highs here, but we also creating lower lows, but we didn't break the lowest low here. We were only creating these lower highs here and also lower lows, and then we broke out, and now we are currently at this area here where price created a little bit of resistance. Now when you have this resistance, then you need to make some support, and what will the market do? Well, it will go for a higher low because we are in an uptrend, so we are looking for higher highs and higher lows, and that's exactly what we got. We came down to 2,832, and that is in this fair value gap that you can currently see here. So if you put a box right there, you can see we tapped actually the 50% of this fair value gap. Now if you look at the Fibonacci level, you can see here, if you take it from the top to the bottom, you can see here that price would have to get into this level, and if you wanted to come lower down on the weekly, we could see something like 2,743, or we could see something like 2,697, but that didn't happen. This was enough. We came down in the weekly fair value gap, we filled the 50%. Let me just change my settings real quick. That is the 50% of the weekly fair value gap, and we bought here at 2,840 in my community, and I will also show you that trade later, and we are currently running in profits, but I will zoom a little bit in on the daily time frame so you can also see what's going on right there. We are now trying to create a higher high. So what am I expecting now? Well, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. What we've seen on the higher time frame is defining the direction of where the market is going. But if you want to look for entries, you gotta go to the lower time frame. So on the daily, you can see it's pretty much very, very clear what's happening in the market. We came down to the 50% of this fair value gap. We rejected from this level and we took off a daily candle closing above previous support, which makes this resistance here, when you're looking at this time frame, it now became support again. So while people were trying to sell this resistance here, I was trying to buy this support here, hence why I bought at 2,840. So if you are a day trader or a scalper or an intraday trader, you will try to catch all these bottom wicks and top wicks. But what I will do is I will wait for the majority of the people to be taken out so I can get in with the institutions. They're not trying to buy high or sell low. They want to buy low and sell high, and that's how it should be. So where are the institutions trying to get in? Well, for sells, we would be looking at 2,668. For buys, we would be looking at 2,838, which is exactly where price were heading. Price came down here, took out all the stop losses, and the institutions went straight in for buys, and now we're heading to 3,000. So if you look at the 4 hour here, this is how my trade is looking. We came down, formed this resistance here, and then we were trying to break that resistance but failed, and now we're pushing up here from that. We actually created a 4 hour gap here that opened on Sunday to Monday opening just a few days ago, where we created this gap and then we came down and filled it again. So what is this telling me? Well, it's telling me that that support is now confirmed. You have no resistance and you're not coming down. Nobody should be selling gold. Everybody should be buying gold. So now you can buy the dips. You could buy here, you could buy here, and as you can see, price is creating higher highs and higher lows, not lower highs and lower lows. So now again, you can see here, you had this 4 hour fair value gap, you came down to the 50%, and I bought again, and now we're heading up again. So let me show you the trade that we are currently in. I don't look at 100 pips or 50 pips or 30 pips like most scalpers and intraday trading people are doing, which is fine. Retailers are making money by taking these small trades, which is totally fine. People can have different opinions, people can have different strategies they're trading. I do not want to be in the market all day. So what I do is I take the big trades. So my current trade is looking like this. I want to take it up to the institution level. We got in here at 2,840, and I'll show you that trade in a second. Right here, and I took the stop loss down here to 2,810. This is currently the trade you're looking at. I also bought on all these levels coming down because I believe that all these layering, then when it flips, it will come into profit. So you don't only have like one trade, but you have multiple trades coming all the way up. So this is how I see it. I took this trade here. We are running in profit with this. Now I took a trade here again at the retest, and I will take a trade here at the retest once more. Once we come up to the institution levels, I will be looking for sells, but honestly I think we are heading to 3,000. So as you can see here, I'm currently running in profit. I took the buy at 2,840, and I took more buys on the way because I believe in layering. I believe that whenever you are in the correct direction, then you can add on top of those trades so that you will have more trades that you can close or potentially close partial. I don't believe in closing a trade fully. I want to take partial of my trade. So this trade started with one lot, then I took 0.5 lot from that lot, then I took 0.25 from that lot, and now as you can see I took another 0.10 from that lot. So now I'm only running 0.15 lot, and then people will say, oh, but 0.15 lot is not a lot. No, but when you're running from 2,840 to 2,911 currently running, then it's quite a lot. So if you would like to have results like this, you are welcome to reach out to me. I do not have any courses to sell you. I do not want you to pay me a $1,000 per month or any kind of these scammer subscriptions or whatever it is that these so-called gurus are trying to sell you online. No, you can join copy trading absolutely for free. And if you would like to join the VIP, then you can also just make a deposit on the broker, and then you will be added to every single trade of mine. But obviously I also have a community where people can speak with each other, share the results, they can share their trades. We have live streams, we have live sessions, or we are doing signals and all these kind of things. But it's not like a course. If you want to take advantage of a course, I think you should try to reach out to some of these TikTokers or Instagrammers. But I'm just trading, and I just think that if I'm trading anyway, why shouldn't people copy me? Like, it seems pretty straightforward that, you know, I'm trading anyway, so people can just take some of that money as well on the way. So with that said, let's continue here. So as you can see, I went into this trade here from 2,840, currently running all the way up to 2,927. But now that we do have a retest here in this 4-hour fair value gap, I took another trade, which is the trade you saw currently running in loss, here at the 50%. So due to like high lot size, spread and everything, we have to come quite high up before that trade runs into a good amount of profit. But I did get a trade here, and I did put another trade here as well. So let's see how that turns out. But yeah, going to the hourly, we can see here now we're respecting the 50% of the fair value gap, and we are moving up towards this high right here. Once we take out this high, I would expect us to come up again, taking out the resistance, and now using that resistance to create support to go up to the next resistance. Once we come up to this resistance, I will look into the COT data and see where the big players and the market makers are selling. If they do sell here at 2,968 or somewhere in between up to 3,000, I will look for sells. But if they don't, I will keep going until Goldman Sachs level, which is 3,100. My personal level for this trade, and if I want to take a fully closure on most of the trades, would be 3,170. I believe long-term gold is extremely bullish, and when we have these kind of small retests like running 1,000 or 2,000 pips, it's usually because retailers should be taken out of the picture. The institutions want to hunt their stop losses, and since they're all using stop losses with like 100 pips or 20 pips or 30 pips, they're all going to be taken out, while I will have a 1,000 pip stop loss or 500 pip stop loss or 300 pip stop loss, because I believe that's more safe. And sometimes I don't even need a stop loss because I do know where the market is heading. Now, looking at the lower time frame, if you wanted to get in for a day trade or a scalp, I would go to the 15-minute chart and look for a rejection to the downside. You see this strong resistance level on the lower time frame. If you could come up and retest some of these levels here and have another strong rejection, I would get in for a sell and take it down to the lowest low here on the 15-minute chart. But I am not into scalping, I'm not into day trading, so I will not take part of this. I will simply keep my buyers and add more buys along the way, and then close partially and take it up to 3,000. Now, looking at Bitcoin, we can see the same thing happening, exactly like gold. Why is Bitcoin falling? Well, because the big institutions, the exchanges, because remember guys, you also have exchanges when it comes to crypto. They are also after your money. So what they will do is they will hunt all the retailers and take out their stop losses. So where are people getting in for the market? Well, the majority of people are getting in around 90k and 100,000. And what's happening is that they believe that Bitcoin is going to go up forever, which it will. It will go up forever, but you will have retest in the market. And for some people, this is a huge retest. For me, it's simply a retest of the previous lower high. So what can we see here? Well, on the monthly time frame, you have no bottom wick right here at 16,000, which is where I got in for my 15k trade. So we started here, we had this top wick from the previous all-time high Bullrun, and then we came down and we broke through this level. Then when we hit the top where people were like in at $65,000, then we came all the way down to 15k. And remember, when people are shouting out when it comes to crypto, oh, Bitcoin is going to go to zero, it's shit, it's scam and everything, that's when you should buy. When Paris Hilton, when Justin Bieber is coming in and telling you to buy, that's when you should sell. And since we haven't heard any of the last example, then we will not expect Bitcoin to come down to zero, okay? We are not expecting Bitcoin to come down to zero whatsoever. I bought at 15K right here, I bought at 30K right here, and I bought at the retest here at 50K right here as well. I also put this signal for my VIP group, and if they stick to what I was saying, if they follow the analyzing properly, they should be running from 50K up to 100K. I told people to take their profit on 99K because we would have to have another retest, which is exactly what the market is doing right now. On the monthly time frame, you can see the previous consolidation area was right here, which is now our new support. So what would we expect? Well, as always, trading is reactive and not predictive. So if we look here, we can see that the support will be retested, which is going to be here, and then from there we can start the bull run. Hence why I believe that the bull run is going to happen here in March and April. If you look here, you can see the 71K and the 65K would be a really good range to get in, but even if we got down to 49K, I would still get in for a buy. So let's have a look here. Looking at the monthly, we can see here that this area, it's a really good retest for a bottom wick, then flipping into a bullish monthly. Now you can see you grab the top wick here at the 50% of this order block, and then you're pushing down towards this fair value gap, coming down to fill this monthly fair value gap. Going to the weekly, we can then see how we're coming down for a wick fill here, hunting all these stop losses throughout everybody who bought here at this wick, and now coming down to fill this fair value gap and coming down to create some support. So I would expect Bitcoin to go somewhere around 73K down to 65K. It doesn't matter to me whether it's going to be here and I get in, or here I get in, or here or here. I'm going to buy all the way down, and that's totally fine because I will just close partially once we come up and then hold my big runners as always. So looking at the weekly, what can we see? Well, we can see there is a bottom wick here, which is the previous all-time high breakout where we created this engulfing candle. We created this no bottom wick engulfing candle following through, which is where we got this bottom wick right now. And now we're currently coming down for another retest here. I believe if you wanted to go in for a sell, you should have sold here at the resistance. Now you shouldn't get in for sells, you should try to look for buys once more. The selling pressure is already gone when it comes to long-term trading and when it comes to long-term positioning. I will get in for longs once we come down to the day trading time frame here, and we can see a good retest and a good support. Okay, so let's have a look at the daily. Well, you can see here how this consolidation area previously has been going all the way from 49,000 and all the way up to 73,000. And if we wanted to have a proper retest, what we should do is we should come down to the next order block. The next order block is hanging out here at 69,000 to 67,000. So what I will do is I will mark this, and now you can see I'm doing a trade with you right here on this recording. So if you take this trade and you make profit, let me know. When you come down to 69,000, 67,000 here, you can take this trade. I will be getting in for buys somewhere around this area. I will wait for this this monthly fair value gap to be filled, this weekly fair value gap to be filled, and create a bottom wick down here. Then I will look on the lower time frame if we have some kind of confirmation or a bullish momentum, so we get that impulse to the upside. All right, so going to the 4 hour, what can we see? We can see here that we came down, created this lower high, and then we came up here creating a higher low. And this is why people are thinking that we are bearish now, that Bitcoin is going to go to zero, because we didn't create a higher high. We didn't come up to retest these highs at 108,000. So now people are thinking that this is actually a lower high, and it is on a lower time frame. Again, for day trading, scalpers, intraday trading, this is a lower high, and this is where you could be selling if you're into day trading and if you're into intraday trading. What I'm expecting is a higher low on the weekly or the daily time frame. So you would have something like this. This is still a higher low. It's not a lower high. It's not a lower low, guys. We're still very, very bullish on Bitcoin. This is all a consolidation, then a stop hunt liquidity sweep coming here, and then you will retest and you will continue. Hence why I say again, we are entering the bull run. This is where people will be liquidated. Millions of people are going to be liquidated in this area. Not me, not the banks, not the institutions. And also the big players in the game, for sure not. So when they come down here, get that retest and we bounce up again, that's when you will see everybody saying like, oh, Bitcoin is going to 100,000, 200,000. But guess what? We are already in. We're already in and it's too late. And that's what you should focus on. You should not focus on these small time frames. You should focus on the overall trend. Where you see on Bitcoin, we are bullish. Where you see on gold, we are bullish. That is what I can teach you every single day on live trading in my VIP, in my team, in my community. If you're not interested in that and you just want free copy trading, just want me to do all the dirty work for you, well, you can join copy trading for absolutely free. There is, however, a deposit of $1,000 as a requirement, so that if I get to drawdown, you can survive it on your account. Guys, if you need to trade, you need money on your account. This is not some kind of fee. This is not some kind of me trying to take your deposit or whatever it is. It's a regulated broker. We are 100% verified. Get in touch with me if you would like to know more. If you want more analysis like this, please subscribe, stay tuned, and wait for the next signal. Now your question is probably, but Obitz, if you think that we are bullish and not bearish on Bitcoin, where do you think Bitcoin can go? Well, that is very easy to answer. If you take your Fib retracement tool and you take the lowest low here and you drag it all the way to the top here, you can see where Bitcoin potentially could go for another retracement. This is the golden ratio. This is usually where we can get in for big retracements. Here you can also see that 69,000 to 56,000, and then the bottom would be 44k. So if this is happening, this is where I would be buying. But for sells, or for where you should take your profit, where Bitcoin is actually gonna go in the future, then you have to take the highest high down to the lowest low instead. And then you can see here that the next level would be the 1.6 level, which is going to be $175,000, which is also what I told my VIP and my stream, that I expect us to go to $175,000 Bitcoin, or potentially the next level, which could be the 2.618, which is 280,000. And then of course we have levels here as well at 392,000. So yes, could we go from $175,000 to $350,000 on Bitcoin? Yes, we could. And do I think that we are now in a bear run and that the bull run is over and that Bitcoin is going to go to shit? No, I don't. So this is how professional trading works. This is how you can get in for long positioning trading, swing trading, not day trading, intraday trading. But we do have signals for intraday trading and for swing trading as well, and for scalping and also for day trading. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about Bitcoin? Where do you think Bitcoin is going to go? What do you think about gold? Where do you think gold is going to go? Are you bullish or bearish on gold or Bitcoin? Do you want me to do more analysis on these trading pairs, or do you want me to do it on some other pairs? What is your trading journey looking like right now? Are you bullish or bearish on certain pairs? Are you happy about where you are? Do you want to change your mindset and become a better trader? When did you start trading? And guys, remember to check out the links in the description down below. As always, have a trading one. Stay awesome out there.